Yeah, it was cool. I didn't think this was gonna blow up because Fox News reached out the first for like of anybody, and they were like, "Hey, can we just use your footage?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Like, go for it. That's cool that you're even asking." And then they asked for just a little bit of a paragraph. They said, "What do you think this means for comedy?" And I was like, "Here we go." You know.
I think people should just ignore them.
Yeah. And it just feels like, and I'm sure Cripp and Lila, as fellow comedians, feel the same way. I feel like you feel like you're saying this stuff over and over again, like the same points, the same thing about leftists can't take a joke. Leftists shouldn't be at comedy shows. Why go to a comedy show if you're going to be uptight? Like the idea that like there is no such thing as punching down if you truly believe in equality. If we're all equal, which is what the left would like, why can't we just make fun of everybody at any point?
Yes, Ricky Gervais said that in his special, and I'm like, why you don't get special treatment?
Because that's not what they want. They want special treatment. They want to be above. And
but to be fair, these people aren't really leftists. Like they're just liberals. I mean, I am a leftist, old school leftist.
What's the difference?
Well, like I'm anti-establishment, anti-big pharma, anti-war,
Me too.
Censorship, all of that stuff. And a liberal is very authoritarian. They like big pharma. They like the military-industrial complex. They're very they think that they like to. It's like the virtue signaling. They like to virtue signal. It's very superficial. They don't really have any principles. It's just how can I be part of the cool kids club today? At least
what
that's
is my
opinion.
TV telling me to do today?
Yeah. Yes.
They're like Nazis. They really are. They're like the same. It's creepy.
Well, listen, if you scratch a liberal, a fascist bleeds. That's a true thing. That is a true thing.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. If you scratch a liberal, a fascist bleeds. That is.
Well, one of my friends is very, very woke. Okay. She was anyway. And like last year, a year and a half ago, I told her just to read up on like how it led up to 1930s Germany and just like how they infiltrated healthcare and they had to do training, like CRT type shit. And then she did, and she was like blown away. And I'm like, do they just not know? Or I just don't understand. Like she had no idea. Like you just don't look into anything. I'm like,
A lot of people just believe what's told to them. Like they're raised and they go through the public school system. They believe what they hear. They believe what their parents tell them. They watch Fox News and MSNBC or whatever. Like the average American person watches mainstream media and thinks that they're informed. Like they genuinely believe I'm informed. I know what's going on in the world, and they don't have a clue.
No, I'm like, no, you'll be more informed on TikTok.
Like, not that. Misty really opened my eyes to, like, I had heard of Julian Assange, but like she actually, I'm embarrassed that it took an interview with Misty for her to actually explain to me like what happened to him. And I was like, I felt like such a fool for not knowing what was going on with him sooner. And I was like, how is not every single person who proclaims to be anti-censorship and pro-free speech not like screaming about this man from the top of their lungs every single day? And it just goes to show you like the power of the media when they want to bury and hide a story.
Yeah.
Bury and hide a story, and then also smear him and make him so that it's a third rail issue. Nobody wants to talk about, oh, he's a rapist, he's a hacker, he's a traitor, he's a whatever. People then don't want to be seen as supporting somebody like that, despite the fact that none of those things have anything to do with it, and it's based on principle. But that's just how, again, it's like the virtue signaling Olympics. They, that's just how it goes.
I think it's really funny that if Donovan and I especially wanted to be part of the left, it would be so much easier for us because it's like we're everything that, we could like victimize ourselves. We're disabled and ethnic and we're victims of all this stuff. But I think we're so opposite of that. It's like it's actually harder for us to be on the right, but at the same time, it's like I believe in freedom of speech and everybody should be made fun of. So I'm super excited for you to film your special, Donovan. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be so funny.
Dude, disabled people hate you, Donovan.
They hate Lila too.
No, I'm basically a crippled Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
To the majority of
oh my
the
God.
disabled community. They don't like. You have to fall in alignment with all of the talking points and the way people feel and think. And, I don't know. I think it's all about how your attitude was about growing up, because my parents, they made it very clear that shit was going to be hard, but that's just how it is. And it was up to you to make it work. And that was it, that kind of laid the foundation of don't be a bitch, essentially. Learn to make it work. That's it.
Yeah, like why would you want to make it harder and not laugh at things and just
not have a sense of humor?
Yeah,
like everybody's got such a stick up their ass. It's just exhausting. Everybody just wants to be outraged all day long, and I'm like, God, this is tiring. Like I'm tired watching you guys.
I think that's also why Chrissie's clapback at those women made such an impact to people, is because people are like, finally someone is making fun of this and speaking about it. I think that's it. All of the comments really are super positive and in support of the jokes that Chrissie made. So it's really funny that that other article was trying to paint it out to be something else, because like the video itself speaks and people are clearly laughing and think this is super funny and are enjoying it. And Chrissie, you were so quick. You handled that like such a pro. I mean, that was exceptional. So good. And it like really just woke up the show even more. And people were already having a good time. But
I was trying to wind it down. And it's like I saw them getting up out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, you know what? She yelled out that one thing, but she hasn't yelled that again. It crossed my mind to maybe comment about them leaving. I'm like, you know what? Let them leave. What? I don't need to make this a bigger issue. Why would I distract? Like, why do I have to, these people are enjoying the show and these 4 are not. They're going to leave. Okay, fine. They're leaving peacefully. I'm thinking, I hope they pay their tab. I hope they don't run out on the bill and screw these waiters. And I'm just, you can see I'm finishing my joke. I'm very distracted because it's like, you see people like, okay, they're getting up, they're leaving. And this one girl is wearing like pink S&M gear outside her clothing, which tells you everything you need to know about a person, I think.
Yeah,
like, you gotta leave early. You gotta get to the dungeon on time.
Yeah, right.
It was seriously one of those like divine timing moments too, where it's like it's perfectly captured. The fact that you can see them clearly, like you see the whole crowd. You can see like them like visibly like starting to get upset, and that the way it's so horrible, but like that they actually look like that and then get mad.
Textbook.
They always look like that. Always. It's so different.
It's like a cartoon. It's like you couldn't, if I had told you this story, it's like, oh, you'd be like, oh, you're making it up. But it's like I have the proof. You're like, this actually happened. They look to a T, which you would expect. The blue hair. And I'm surprised I didn't even see them because they really like they kind of stick out. They don't look like our typical fans,
Yeah, it was the harpoon in the neck bit that got me. That's what sold it for me.
Dude, when I feel like triggered and upset, I literally just devolve into dad jokes. Like, and I'm just like, oh. So anyway, I'm like, they're leaving. I go, they're gonna leave. Let them leave, Chrissie. Keep going with your set. We're winding this down. It's the last 10, 15 minutes of the show. Last show of a whole weekend. Last show of the 4 shows. Let them go. This is, what? If I only walked 4 people in a weekend, I did good. Okay. And I had made fun of Alex because he walked a table the night before. And because I remember those people were left, like Alex walked to people and they said, oh, this was horrible. And I'm thinking like, what did Alex do?
No, Keanu got a video of a couple leaving where the wife was upset, but the husband wasn't. And as they're leaving, the wife's like, you really think that's funny? Did you really think that was funny? And the husband was like, well, it was funny. Like, so...
How horrible. It's like you're enjoying the show, but your dumb wife wants you to get up and leave and protest.
It's comedy. Yeah. It's supposed to be slightly offensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the point. It's supposed to be provocative.
I'm watching them get up. I'm watching them leave. I'm like, oh, they're leaving. I'm just keep going with my set. And then literally almost at the end, like of either a tag or whatever I was saying, it sounded like she was saying fuck a transphobe, which doesn't make sense. I was like, I'm like, I already am. You know what I mean? Like I'm engaged. He's based. He's red pilled. Like technically done and done, sister. But then I was like, oh no, she said, fuck you, transphobe. And first you're just shocked because like you guys have been heckled at shows. It's like you're never prepared for anyone to yell anything out. And I just was like, yeah, you don't know what to say, and then it's kind of like blah. Sometimes you hit and you say something funny, and sometimes you don't, and it's awkward, and and people are giving me shit like, oh, why were you so rude to them? Why did you make fun of them? Why couldn't? It's like, dude, when that happens, it's a disruption to the show. It disrupts the energy. It disrupts the whole room. It's completely moves the focus away from whatever I was saying. That's completely forgotten. Like, you got to abandon that bit, because now it's like what this person has said. So you gotta reset the whole room. It's almost as if it's like a brand new set. And so that's why I kept like hitting them, because I'm doing that while I'm thinking of what to do next. And people are like, oh, you should have commented on their weight. It's like, dude, like, imagine you're trying to do your job and somebody comes in and like disrupts and disrespects you. And you're just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to let that go. I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen. Sure.
Like,
while you have a fucking microphone.
The buffet. Like, you would be very upset too.
Yeah. And listen, I'm a chubby girl, but if I call you a transphobe, dude, I'm gonna
do not look like those girls. Are you?
No
way.
No. I mean, and listen, I work out like crazy.
You're a different kind of liberal. We like you.
Yeah, they made liberal a bad word.
But like, if you disrupt the whole show, you're gonna heckle a comedian, you should expect to get insulted. That's coming.
Yeah, and it was the most cowardly way. Like, they were at the door leaving. It's like, I'd rather you walk up to the stage and like say it in my face, like in the light, you know.
Well, they're not going to do that. They can barely look their dad in the eye. Without, you think they're going to get up on stage and be like, "Hey, fuck you"? No, they're going to take the coward's way out and just yell it and then leave.
It's crazy. And then I was like, we went back after the show, and it's like we run to the front to like say goodbye to people and sell shirts and stuff, and like my shirts all look fucked up, and I was like, what happened to the? And then I think Brett, the front door guy, was like, yeah, they knocked your shit over. They knocked it on the floor, and I was like, wow.
They didn't even steal anything. They just knocked it.
No,
over?
Because I don't carry 3X. You know, they probably were like, there's nothing. You guys, you don't have any tarps. All right, that's it. We're out.
They actually didn't even knock it over. They just like fucking ran into it walking out.
They just bumped into it. They just couldn't avoid it. I don't know. It's like, if you call me something out of line and, you know what I mean, like a judgment, like I get to judge you. And
yeah. That's how it goes.
I just don't know why these people don't understand. The more you protest, like, you can't say this about them, the more people are going to come after them. Like, how do you not realize this now? Like, you can't, you're actually just doing trans people a disservice by doing shit like that.
Thank you.
Like,
why do you want to be treated with kid gloves? Why do you want to be like tiptoed around?
I don't know. They make it worse. Like, people are going to come for them harder than ever. Like, there's
the more you try to force something on people, the more they will reject it just out of
like, you can't say this about any of them.
I don't do compelled speech, bitches. We don't do compelled speech. You're not going to force people. And listen, I'm not anti, like, I support trans people. I will call you by your preferred pronouns with it. You know what I mean? Like, except for like the weird Zer stuff. Like, you're getting out of control. Like, that's out of control. You're just making shit up now.
Yeah.
But like, I understand. Like, I get the gender dysphoria thing. And I think I can't imagine, like, that would be horrific trying to live through that. But so I treat everybody with dignity and respect, but you don't get to force things down people's throat. You don't get to compel speech. You don't get to force other people to buy into. I don't do that to you. Don't do that to me. No. And I mean, it's exhausting that they're
actually making more people against them and the whole LGBT, and it's really sad because none of my friends are like that, like that are gay or trans. Like, all my trans friends are hot, like Blair White hot. You would not know. Like, you just wouldn't know. Like, they don't act like that. They don't walk around with their shit out in locker rooms. Like, they would never do that. Like, they just wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I'm not calling some dude in a dress. Like, no, you're not. You're just.
You have to put in some effort. You have to put in at least as much effort into your makeup
as
I do.
You sure as hell don't get to go and compete in women's sports while you're still completely biologically male, not on any hormones. Like, you just get to go set like a U.S. or I think it was the Canadian weightlifting record. You're a dude.
It's like ridiculous.
You cannot. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
That's just a loophole. That you can't be mad at us. That we just saw that opportunity.
I get it,
and we took it. I would. You know?
Like, why aren't there any women in the men's sports? Like, why aren't they going
There's
in
there?
There's
a good reason why.
There's a good reason why.
Because you're gonna lose.
Yeah, but you know what? I say we should.
I should try. I really should try. What sport would be the easiest for a woman to try to like get into?
Maybe bowling.
Okay.
I was gonna say hockey because I did want to be a hockey player when I was younger, and everyone was like, "Girls aren't in the NHL."
That's very full contact. Though.
I gave it up.
No, I like my teeth too much.
That's very full contact.
Yeah, I really wanted
to,
and they were like, "Oh, girls can't do that," so I just stopped playing. But that's what I wanted to do. So maybe now I'm like, "Yo, I identify as a dude, so you have to let me play." Or I'll say that you're transphobic
because like liberals, like. I feel like right wingers can understand left wingers and liberals' point of view, but I don't feel like the opposite is true. I don't like. I think we can see where liberals are coming from.
Please don't lump leftists like me in that. Please do not. Please don't. Because I get like I get it. Yeah, no, I get. I'm just like I'm always like, oh, all my right wing friends like they do this. The left, and they know that doesn't include me. But I'm always like,
you feel like. You probably feel like there are some of us who don't fit into this group.
Yeah. And I feel like I also feel like a douche because I'm like not all men, not all leftists. You know what I mean? Like I'm that douche, but also not all leftists.
But that's why
I do say that in some of my TikTok videos. I'll be like on the left, not all of you, but a lot of you.
There is a same left. Normal, I promise. They're not. It's been completely decimated and disorganized and silenced essentially. Like they've done a really good job of trying to kill the actual left. Like I said, I don't consider those people leftists. Those are liberals. But labels are stupid, so whatever.
I feel like people like you have been shamed into not speaking out. People like you with your opinions have been shamed and thinking like, well, you're not all with us, so you're all against us. And you go, well, I guess I can't say anything because I will be like kicked out of the boat, so to speak, or
I can't tell you the number of times I've wanted to say like, fuck this shit. I'm not going to identify as a leftist anymore. I don't like labels because I feel like it like this is a thing. It lumps everybody. You say leftist and it means all of everybody, and it just isn't that way. I mean, everybody has a diversity of opinion. Every individual has nuanced takes on everything. So there is no quote unquote left necessarily, but it's hard to especially because I have a lot of friends on the right. I'm friends with a ton of libertarians and I'm always like, not all leftists. You know what I mean? Like, please don't.
So how would you describe those women? Would you say it's like they're activists? Would you say they're woke? Would you say that they're I don't know.
I think the woke is like the bad.
Yeah.
Like, you're woke and annoying.
Yeah. Again, I just think it's people that make the sort of inclusivity virtue signal thing their entire personality. They don't think past surface level. You know what I mean? It's a very vapid ideology.
So is like conservatism. Like some of these conservatives are out of their fucking mind. They use religion to be authoritarian and pretend like they're not just like the woke left. I'm like, you are the fucking woke right. What are you?
That's why we call them blue MAGA and red MAGA.
The same.
It's the same thing.
It's the same exact shit, dude. Yes. Like I cannot stand some of these bitches on the conservative side. Like I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like meanwhile you're going and fucking everyone with a following, but you're gonna talk shit on girls who show their tits online. Like, yeah, okay, dude. Okay. Sure.
I think that no matter what side you're on, I think your ability to be able to zoom out is crucial.
Yeah.
Just
I think
step back
thing to divide us. Like you have to pick a side.
I think it's I don't think it's left versus right. I think it's good versus evil now.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Okay, some of this stuff is just straight up evil and psychotic. Okay?
Well, and a lot of it's used to keep people divided so that the people in power can maintain power and control. So a lot of these hot button, emotionally driven issues like trans issues, gay rights, abortion rights, all of that stuff, they know it's emotionally driven. And so it's very easy for them to use this as a wedge issue so that they can keep us fighting amongst ourselves while they rape, pillage, and plunder the world.
Yep. That's what I always say too, man. I'm like, we should worry about the big things: freedom, protecting kids, like other
anti-war,
shit is just
all of that stuff.
I don't know, man.
Protecting our rights.
Nitpick.
Yeah. Over stuff that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because frankly, none of these conversations mean anything until we deal with the system that's
if we lose our country, then who the fuck cares about any of this shit?
We're
like,
being
it's not gonna matter.
Right. Nobody had a problem with my El Paso joke about all the illegal immigrants coming in, but
that was a joke. I thought that was.
I'm surprised.
And here's the thing: is like, I hope for these women's sake, like Dylan's not going to be like send you a handwritten letter, be like, wow. Dear land whales, thank you so much for sticking up for me at that comedy show. I really appreciate. Like, they're never going to get the satisfaction of like, I did a good thing. I stuck up for this marginalized millionaire. You know what I mean? They're never going to get the thanks they think they deserve.
Well, that's what I wish you would have said. I wish you would have been like, he still ain't gonna bang you, dude.
Yeah, like, still not gonna fuck you. Oh
like he's still not gonna fuck you. But bye.
And you know what? All you said wasn't that clever. It's like you have 1 second to think of a response. It's like, yeah, all day I sat on the plane like, oh, what else could I have said? What would have been better? It's like, of course I could have said 20 more clever things, but you don't have that time to think.
No,
maybe Dylan should reach out to them though, because they did take the harpoon and all that. So maybe he could give them a thanks for, you know, give him a little attaboy for sticking up for him. Her, whatever the fuck it is.
I think if Dylan was at the show though, I think he would have laughed at something.
I do too. I don't think he's like,
I think he would have liked some of our jokes, Chrissy. He would have liked us. And I think if he met us, he'd want to be friends with us too.
Yeah, we're very likable, as is, I'm sure, Dylan. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right, love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Love you, get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.